What is up, guys? We are back in the garage again. As you can see here, we've got our brand new to me, slightly used, a little bit dirty, wouldn't have it any other way, KTM 520 SX. That's right, it's a 520, not your run-of-the-mill 450 or 400. If you've watched some of my past videos, you know I had a DRZ 400 in the past, and that was a pretty slick little bike. This is just a little bit slicker. Got a 510cc motor, dual exhaust. Now this is the full race trim. It doesn't have all the street legal stuff quite yet. That's something I might work on in the future. Get a plate, turn signals and stuff like that, so we can be all legal beagle and drive it around on the road. But for now, we got some other challenges to tackle, namely the transportation of this here certified ripper. Now, if you've transported dirt bikes around before, you'll know that driving them up in the bed of a truck can be a pain in the butt at times. A trailer always works pretty good, but sometimes it doesn't always make sense to drive a trailer around, especially when you only got one bike to haul. So me being the clever dude that I am, I came up with a completely original idea. These definitely aren't on the market, and nobody definitely produces these for much cheaper than what I'll make it for, and probably better designed as well. So what we're going to be making is a motorcycle carrier. I got this here cargo carrier off Facebook Marketplace for a cool $5 or something like that. It's pretty darn cheap. It's a carry-on, which I think I've heard that brand at least once or twice, so that's good. And it's got a 500-pound weight limit. That bike's only about 240, so we're golden. Now this dude is almost the right size. It's 5 foot one end to the other, and the wheelbase on that dirt bike is 5 foot. But just to give it a little extra security, I think I'll cut out the end here, put a little piece of maybe pie cut channel that comes up to give the front wheel somewhere to brace against. And then on the back, maybe make some kind of provision for a little ramp so it's easier to roll up there. And then put a couple lugs around it, give it some tie down points so we don't have a dirt bike bouncing down the highway at 70 miles an hour. And then she will be complete. So here's the idea I was kind of going for with those pie cut channel pieces. You got an angle at the beginning so you don't have a sharp point if you run your tire into it. And then 245s. So let's get the big old square on this, make sure it's 90'd up, and we'll get it welded. Alright, so our front wheel stop is installed. As you can see, I put some tack welds on the expanded metal part there. That's just to hold it down. There's a much more beefy weld on the bottom, and then it's welded to the angle here, so that's not going nowhere. It is a little shaky though. Up next, we got to install 4 lugs for our tie down so that we can lug it around. Alright, we got our 4 lugs welded on. I think it's time we actually roll the bike up on here and do a little fit test before we keep going. If it's not quite long enough, we'll have to add an extension here on the back, which isn't a big deal, but probably want to find that out sooner rather than later. Alright, so she fits pretty good. It keeps rocking back because the square tube doesn't want to play very good being on flat ground. So as you can see, it's sitting on the kickstand on the frame, but it's not quite exactly to the spot it should be. I did have to add a little entryway for the rear tire. I should have done that from the start, so that's just me being dumb. But basically there's just a plate there with 2 angles to be a little retainer for it. Man, somebody needs to tighten that thing, that's bad. So there she is. It kind of works the way it is now. I got the rest of this channel that I used to make that front little piece. I'll probably use this to make a ramp. It's a little dark out now, but I think we'll come back in the morning and do a real test on the truck, see if it works. All right, here we are next morning. Nice and rainy and crappy outside, just like we like it. You can see right over here, we got that extra piece of channel turned into the ramp. So the whole point of this was to see if we could get it up there by ourselves without having to drive it up. So see if it's possible. Well, it works. It's kind of a surprise. Let's pull the ramp down and get it strapped down. See if it gets a "that's not going anywhere" approval. By the way, with where the wheel guides are, leaves just enough room for the kickstand to sit right on the other end of that thing, which that was definitely worked into my design. That's definitely very intentional. Plan that out with all of my engineering skills. Well, there you have it. It kind of works. I'm not a huge fan of the strap situation, so gonna have to figure something out on that. But she gets the certified "it's not going anywhere." It's raining outside, so I'm gonna get out of it. But thanks again for watching. Hopefully soon we'll get some nice weather and I can really give this thing a break-in rip. And I'll be sure to bring you guys along. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.